Bumpy, you on the floor?
Yep,
No, he
yep.
not here.
I'm right here. Can y'all hear me?
You got some questions for Act? Act
Yeah,
right on it.
yeah. What up, Act? This Bumpy. What's going on, man?
What's on with you?
Nah, shit. Hey, bro, I want to know, bro, what's up with you in this gatekeeping shit on the from Pop Smoke Killer from Blockwork?
Gatekeepers. Okay. All right. So this is well, clearly no jump. First of all, some crazy shit happened. I guess the dude was trying to, you know, he made up something to Adam to act like I was offering him money to do an interview with me. But it's good old leverage. You know what I mean? Like I think he wanted to probably get some more money out of Adam. Regardless, here's the thing. And I don't have a problem. I used to, like, back in the day. Me and Adam used to even get at each other back in the day. These days, man, I understand we're in a privileged position. These days, the biggest media outlets are the independent media outlets. It's not like the Vibe magazine, the Double XL. So I try not to really go at my counterparts. So, like, even if I put out an opinion, it's just my humble opinion, but I can't tell niggas what to do. And I'm not gonna hate them over if they do something I don't approve of. Now, when it comes to the whole thing with the Pop Smoke, I think his name is Blockstar, the guy who killed Pop Smoke or was involved in his killing.
Involved in yeah.
Me, I just think it's a dangerous precedence, right? Now, let me lay out how I'm looking at shit. First and foremost, I know I've been doing this shit for damn near like 15 years, right? I understand that part of my history is I did the war in Chirac, right? I've also said, man, after me growing as a man and also as a business person, also in this culture, I'm like, I realized that I could have done that better in a more respectful, tactful way or whatever, and I could have done so many things different. Secondly, the more you become successful in your field, you don't need to be the person that's scraping at the bottom of the floor no more, right? You actually become the person who, hey, whatever agenda you put out, everybody's gonna follow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times when I talk to these rappers, they'll tell me like, "Yo, Act, we want to do something with you because whatever you do, we know the rest of the blogs or everybody else gonna follow it, right?" So you got to understand that power, and that matters a lot. So for me, when I look at the Blockstar dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. If he was a rapper that was already, and I mean, I'm not saying it has to be some huge rapper. It doesn't have to be the King Von, like Quando, like Lil Tim situation. I again, I wouldn't care because it's part of that person's story and it's a musical conversation. At the end of the day, no matter if we're talking about real life shit, right? I think what dangerous precedents we get into as hip hop platforms. Now, I'm not saying the dude should not be interviewed. I'm just saying by hip hop platform. If we're doing, if we're like our platforms are built on the culture and the music business, which means we're not just like CNN reporting every death, every whatever. We are a part of something that's an ecosystem. So when we're a hip hop platform and we giving platform to people who aren't in the hip hop. Now, if it was somebody who was an A&R who did some shit, all right, I get it. But somebody who not in the music business, who just his claim to fame is killing a hip hop star, I know the ramifications of that because going back to the war in Chirac, I know that when I was doing some of those videos, even though, truly from my core, I wasn't trying to hype people up to go do other shit. People looked at my shit and said, well, shit, if I need some clout, and for some people, clout mean money. If I need some clout, shit, this nigga Akademiks making up nicknames for the niggas who could get this person what? They might be more incentivized. So I don't want to incentivize, especially us as hip hop media, I don't want to incentivize people to harm rappers or do anything like that, thinking that, all right, well, I could get a payday off of this. So that's my only thing, because it also works twofold, and that's why I was, again, to me, it was just like a friendly warning to Adam, because shit, put it like this: if you're interviewing this guy, why wouldn't you interview somebody else who just ran down another rapper or robbed another rapper? Why don't you interview the people who and maybe you would, the people who killed what's my guy name again? PNB Rock in that in the Waffle House. Why don't you interview, you know what I mean, the person. Why don't you go interview the dude who ran up in Bun B's house, right? But you probably wouldn't. The reason why you probably wouldn't is because Bun B is a part of the reason why even his platform and my platform exists, right? And for some shit that is not musical, why the hell are we going out of our way just to get cheap bottom of the pavement clicks? Again, somebody's gonna do it, and that's why I was saying that when I was in my Warren Chirac mode, bro, like there was a million media outlets bigger than me. I was trying to stick out. I don't think that when you're a no jumper, your academics, or even a Vlad, or let's say a Breakfast Club, or a Joe Budden podcast, you don't need to be doing that. Somebody in the culture will do it. That content is gonna get out there. But when you do it as one of those big platforms, I just think it sets the dangerous precedence, and also it encourages doing shit.
Well,
Because right now,
wouldn't you agree that it's just as distasteful as like when Vlad interviewed No Plug behind the Bankroll Fresh thing, or even in your case alone after the Warren Chirac, wouldn't you say that some people find the 6ix9ine interview distasteful?
so it's going back to that main point I'm saying. If it's within the context of rap, I interviewed Fulio and I interviewed Young and Ace, right? I don't personally believe that their music is centered around a conflict. If I interview them and I asked about the conflict, that's what their music is centered around, and that what they're promoting. Again, we are hip hop media. You don't see political media going into true crime shit. They're not gonna you're not gonna see C-SPAN go interview the guy that killed, or the family members of the person who killed John F. Kennedy. So I'm only saying it from our perspective as hip hop media outlets. By the way, I do think this guy's gonna get interviewed and he's gonna do a documentary. I got no problem with that. I got zero problem with that. Like he has a story to tell. I have no problem with him telling a story. I'm just I just know when you start something, I know what comes afterwards. I remember people incriminate, like, everybody. I never lived a day in my life in Chicago. Everybody gave me that information. Like, people would just do stuff and just be like, "Hey, here's the proof. Talk about it." You get what I'm saying? But it does breed other shit. That's all I'm saying. So again, when you're a hip hop platform and it seems like you're rewarded monetarily with clout and also money for stories about what you did to a rapper, I think it propagates it more. And also the reason I was saying we're all within this, man, listen, when they realize they can't catch the rapper, they'll catch a blogger too. Trust and believe. So again, we are in the shit insulated, and that's why I was like, homie probably do got a story to tell, but man, let him go do his documentary. People are gonna watch the shit. I would have probably
But let
watched
me ask you a question, Zach. And I've been sitting back watching it. Do you think people in New York really loved and gave a fuck about Pop Smoke to that magnitude?
Now that's a great question, and
Because I've been watching it and it seems like it was a thing, but that's not there.
nah, you bring up.
Because you got a side of New York telling dude, come out here, we got you. Fuck that nigga. So when you dealing with that shit, and remember, Pop, in his defense, he died at the, he was at that breaking point of his career. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't, did any tours or really clicked up or been running with this or made any type of, the allegiance he got with 50 Cent today, he don't even know, right? Like, so I don't think that. I don't know. What are you feeling on that side of it? I don't,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm slightly disappointed in New York. I'm gonna tell you why. Like, even without the reasons, and those are the reasons, right? That I wouldn't do the interview. But even then, let's remove that. I was thinking before. I was like, well, your headquarters is basically nestled right in New York City.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're gonna get the backlash. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I'm feeling like there probably wouldn't that been that much of a backlash, because I think that's a disappointment. Because, for example, I thought there was gonna be some solidarity on how people in New York felt about like, yo, this is a dude who killed someone who pretty much changed the trajectory of what New York rap was, and it was bringing us places. This guy means a lot to us, even if we don't fuck with the nigga. You get what I mean? But I think in New York, it's kind of like, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
There's a few individuals, and I don't want to like, act like everybody. Quite, like, there's a few individuals is like, yo, nah, that shit's unacceptable. But when I first saw it, I thought that this was gonna be the response. Yo, man, it's clipped for no jumper with any New York artist even getting up there no more. It's over because you can't go do that with that nigga who basically is shitting on the existence of somebody who helped an entire city. But I don't think New York looks at it like that, which I think is a little sad. But I mean, everybody probably gonna have their
I
reasons.
think Lord, for God willing, is not a good dude. If this would have been like, and I'm not trying to go too big of a guy, like a Davey situation, then New York be tripping and flipping right now. Not trying to go with a 50 or Fat Joe. I'm just trying to kind of stay, mid. If this was one of those situations, I think New York would be tripping. But for some reason, man, it's like,
Yo,
I don't think they.
unfortunately, I think it would have to be like a fit. Bro, I really think New York don't really come together for nothing. I think, I think there's a bunch of people. When I look at New York, like New York is so even divided just by boroughs. Like, yeah, Brooklyn, yeah, they give a fuck, but niggas in the Bronx is doing they do. Niggas in Queens, they do. So it's weird and odd, but man, I don't really think they would care that much, man. Well, not care, but I don't think they would be like, yo, listen, as a collective, man, you know, we just not about to have that. You know what I mean? Uh, it's
Another thing,
interesting.
do you feel like if dude was to start rapping right now, do you think he did it out of order? Think he should have had some out already and then did this? Do you think if he was to start rapping right now, with people kind of like, well, he'll have an identity because they'll say that's the guy that was part of Pop Smoke. But do you think he would lose all East Coast support? Nobody wouldn't fuck with him.
Now, I guess I got to get a disclaimer on this because I'm not really trying to get a do career advice, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was to give him advice, like to be honest, he should have been. If he's in a weird spot, I think, right? Because he's gonna realize this in the middle portion he's playing. Because I did watch the interview. The oh yeah, I send condolences, but I'm not sorry, bro. You're gonna have to be one of the two. You're gonna have to be like, nigga, it happened. Fuck y'all niggas if y'all mad. This how get down in the streets. And shit, I think that's how a rap career starts. Or you could be mad apologetic, and that comes with some sort of sympathy. Be like, well, he got into this shit because he was a kid. But I think the worst thing he's doing, if we're thinking about some type of longevity, because once people hear the story, like you know, what I mean, now it's we have a time clock on it. This in the middle kind of, yeah, I'm not happy that it went down like that, but I got no regrets. If I suppose he got a manager, I don't even know why he got a manager if he ain't rapping.
That's a fact. I believe P Nice might be managing. They called me like 10 days ago to do the interview before they called anybody.
Hey, by the way, he shouldn't even did the interview until the rap drop. If he's gonna rap, I don't know if he's gonna rap. You could tell me
That's a
if he is.
fact.
Like,
That's a fact.
first of all, you're supposed to do the rap, sensationalize it in the rap, and then everybody gonna want to hear the interview, and then you could tone it down. Be like, nah, I'm just rapping, blah blah blah. But you don't like you gave out this story in such a I want to say almost boring way that
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
He was too cool. He was
Yeah.
too cool. He wasn't in entertainment mode. AB, you in here? Where you at, AB? AB from the Bay. AB got a question.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, DJ Academics.
What's wrong with your mic, AB?
Is
Your mic is muffled.
Akademiks, is this
There you go.
live?
Can you hear me?